What's going on, guys? Card Collector 2 coming back at you here with video number 4 in a 6-part series talking all about the National. I'm just going to get right into it here today. The first question I always get, it's one of the top questions asked, is do dealers take cash and do dealers take PayPal? Cash is king, right? This show, there's a lot of cash in the room. Cash will definitely get you deals done. I've never seen a dealer say no to cash. PayPal, it's most likely going to be a case-by-case basis with that dealer, whether or not they want to take the PayPal or if they would just prefer to do all transactions in person through cash. I would, like I've always said, cash is king. That will get you deals done. Anything else is going to be a bonus. Someone asked, do they take credit cards or debit cards? I know most of the bigger companies like Dave & Adams, Steel City, Blowout, most of those take credit or debit cards, but again, that's just going to depend on the dealer or the company. Don't go into the show expecting them to take that. Expect they only take cash, and then anything else is going to be a bonus. What I also want to talk about is dealer etiquette. This is a big thing at the National that often gets overlooked. You see this in Facebook groups a lot where someone's like, hey, I'm looking to buy this guy, right? And somebody will post it, and then you'll see somebody come in and jump in and say like, I'll take that. That's not okay in person. Just to avoid that, be cautious that the dealer is paying a lot of money to set up and to be there. If they're working out a deal with a customer, let it be. If their deal doesn't go through and the customer walks away, that's a little bit of a different situation, but I would still say if a customer and a dealer are trying to work something out, do not get involved. On similar notes about like jumping in, if you see someone, myself or someone else you're looking to talk to, going back and forth with the dealer trying to get a deal done, that's probably not the best conversation or the best time to jump in and say, hey man, can I grab a quick picture? Let the deal transpire, let that get done, and then when they pack up and they start putting their stuff away, then jump right in, right? Like, just be respectful of that. If they're in a deal, let them finish that, get that done, and then as soon as they're done, get it taken care of. Another question that I get all the time is, are there deals there? What is your definition of a deal? Are you going there expecting to buy modern day high-end sports cards that are $500+ on eBay at 35% of recent comps? Then probably not. But are there going to be fair priced cards there? And are there going to be dollar boxes and bargain bins that are $20 cards for $1? Absolutely. Definitely expect to see deals if you plan on putting in some effort in diggings. Another question I get is, are any tips or tricks you can recommend after being so many? And this will be year 10. I can tell you one of the first things to do is when you get there, especially if you've never been, take a deep breath. It is overwhelming when you walk in this place. You're talking about 650 plus dealers, 500,000 square feet of all sports cards. Everything you want is probably in this room. There's a saying that if you can't find it at the National, they probably didn't make it, right? So there's a lot going on. Have a plan. Walking in there with a plan makes this so much easier. Having an idea of what you want to accomplish, what you want to buy, what you want to happen on this event, at this event is very, very key and will help you along the way. If you're just there to look and browse and see everything there, go aisle to aisle. There's a lot of aisles that are marked. With there being so much stuff at the event, it's hard to keep track of everything. Another tip or trick I have is if you go to a booth and you see a card, right? Like let's say I see that Chris Sale auto, I like it. Let me see if I don't find anything else, right? And you walk away, good chance are you're not gonna find it again. It's gonna be sold or something along those lines. So what I'll do is I'll take my phone out and I'll snap a quick picture of either the booth or like the dealer set up like at the booth or something, and then I'll text it. So I'll go to my phone and I'll text myself and say Chris Sale auto, so that way I know where that's at. It's very easy to lose things. So trust me, that is a very helpful tip. You'll be very glad you did. So another thing to do is going to be like kind of the what to bring stuff. And this is very crucial. This is something I would start planning now if you have not already. The biggest thing is how you carry your cards. Whether you're bringing no cards at all, just planning to buy, so just money and then space for cards, or you're bringing tons of cards with little money and lots of trade, or anywhere in between. The big thing you want to focus on is how are you going to carry stuff around all day? A lot of steps, a lot of interaction, a lot of moving, a lot of stuff I'm carrying. If you have something on your shoulders or you're carrying a bag around all day, like which one of those is more comfortable for you? Which one of those do you have more interest in? I've had duffel bags, I've had carry-on bags, smaller roller bags, 3 different kinds of book bags. I mean, I've literally tried them all to kind of get what I like, and I go with a book bag, right? But again, you need to find a book bag that probably can hold boxes, that is gonna hold your cards. You don't want your boxes sticking out of your book bag. You don't want your boxes to be moving around and coming open in your book bag. So that is very, very key that you start planning this now, along with what to bring. Snacks, maybe a granola bar, a candy bar, some gum, a water, something like that. You know, you go to the concession stand and it's like cold piece of pizza, old hot dog, chips, drinks, water, etc. $38. Not really, it's not quite that high, but it's expensive. It's like $6 a hot dog, $4 a water, $3 for a bag of chips, right? So it adds up fairly quickly. Then another one is gonna be a phone charger, or like some sort of like Mophie or Mofi, like wireless battery. The internet's not typically very good in these venues. Internet's gonna be slow, your battery's gonna drain real quick. I always say wireless because plugging into the wall means you have to sit down somewhere and find a wall charger. In Chicago, there's like very few seats. So finding a spot to plug in an outlet is not always the easiest. Promise you, that is one of my top recommendations, is to have a way to charge the devices you need on a daily basis. Another one, similar to the book bag, is wear comfortable shoes. Again, I'll be there for 6 days. Walking on these concrete floors 15, 20, 30,000 steps a day, it is exhausting. You wear uncomfortable shoes, your back is going to hurt immediately. It makes it a whole lot less desirable when you gotta sit there and like bend and stretch and, you know, do all these things that you do. The last little tip and trick I have to wrap this video up was advice it took me a long time to really figure out, but it's advice I'm glad I got, and as advice that has stuck with me for a long time. So that is from Jimmy, and he says, make time for friends, right? He gave me this quote, and this is some of the best life advice I've ever been given. You don't want a deal or cardboard to trump a lasting friendship. So if you were at this show for just deals and did not meet anyone, I'm truly sorry. I wish that wasn't the case. If you're watching this video, you're probably from Instagram, you're probably from Twitter, right? So you're in the card community. Make time for the people you interact with on a daily basis. It makes it so much more enjoyable, every day you get on Instagram when you've met the people you interact with. I promise you, B Sports, Tojo, Jimmy, Ben, David, Josh, I mean, the list goes on and on. I could name hundreds of people. I got to meet Steve, 101 Card Shop today. I've never met him. It was awesome. I promise, making time for friends is so worth it. These cards will come and go, right? But these friendships will last a lifetime. I promise you. If you have the opportunity to interact with these guys or to meet them, step up, say, hey, I'm this guy, right? Because while I'm on this side of the camera a lot and you know who I am, if you're not posting pictures of yourself on a daily basis or having content like this, there's a good chance I don't know what you look like. So come up to me, come up to Garnett or to RBI Crew and just introduce yourselves, because I promise you it will go a long way and you will feel so good about it knowing later in life that you made that connection. Because you never know when you may need it. Be a friend, just be generous and kind. I remember watching Jimmy give this little kid who's going through Jimmy stuff like a LeBron auto. It made this kid's entire trip. I'm not saying go there, bring a bunch of LeBron autos and give them away. That's not what I'm saying. If you're working on a big deal or dealing with a kid, right? You're a couple dollars off, right? It may make more sense for you to maybe give up less for your kid or for someone else who might be getting a huge EC card. You may never know whose national trip you are making by doing something so small. So just something to really keep in mind. So that's really all the tips and tricks I've got. Book bag, storing your cards, shoes, snacks, phone chargers, cash, PayPal, etc. So I really hope you guys thought this video was helpful. The next video is going to be what to bring to the National. Again, it'll be kind of what we talked about earlier, but it'll talk a little bit more in detail about some of that stuff, as well as the number one question I'm always asked, how much money do I bring to the show? So you got that coming up, and then finally 6 will be grading and promotions at the National, which will be coming soon. So stay tuned, guys. Coming right back at you.